Folks, in case you are deaf, dumb, or blind, this is not the show where you wrestle with your conscience. It's not the show where you wrestle with your budget. This is wrestling with emotion. And the road to WrestleMania starts right now. And we have a hell of a crew here to kick off the road to WrestleMania. Let's get them all in here. The Prophet, Rob Ryan, Maniac, 716 Ali, Zach McAdoo makes his return to the show, Michael Partham, and Jake, your friend, my friend, our friend in Chicago. Boys, we're finally here. How are y'all feeling?
You know, I'm feeling great. It's Rumble Day, and you know what also it is? It's the 1-year anniversary of the creation of the greatest thing to ever happen to this show, The Prophet.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Prophet, because before we get going, I had a little bit of an idea, a proposition, if you will, a challenge even, perhaps, if you allow me to explain.
I guess I'll give you the floor, but if I don't like it, I'm going to mute you.
Jesus Christ.
I'll mute you right back. So whatever. Anyway. So yes, it is the 1-year anniversary of the creation of the Prophet, when he correctly guessed that John Cena... No, not John Cena. I'm confusing one. I'm confusing one piece of the company with another. Cody Rhodes. My bad. I'm thinking about this year's favorite. We'll get to that later. Cody Rhodes would win last year's 2024 Royal Rumble and not CM Punk. Congratulations, Rob, for picking one out of the two guys that it could possibly be a 50-50 proposition, which is basically every pick that we make on this show anyway. But you convinced, I think, one or two guys to change their picks, and as such, you were labeled the Prophet, right?
Multiple. It was everyone but me, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
And me. I had to put up my hand, and me. So, in that tradition, I have this proposal. Now, I am not going to deliberately take the mantle of the Prophet from you unless someone earns it. So here is what I suggest. Now, we do have a couple of favorites in these Royal Rumbles. John Cena is the betting favorite for the men's. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is Charlotte? If someone can double check me, Charlotte is the betting favorite for the women's, unless I'm mistaken.
I'll get those up, yeah.
Well, whether they're in the negative or they're the lowest plus, there's got to be one favorite. Now, anybody who picks someone other than the favorite and is the only person to pick that particular entrant, I say that person gets to earn the nickname, the mantle of the Prophet. Now, if no one picks someone that's not the favorite, and the favorites win, or no one picks the winner, then I guess the mantle just stays with Rob. I mean, you can go on keeping calling yourself the Prophet. I don't care. I'm still the head of the table around here.
So this is a title of the Prophet match.
It's one that could be earned, but doesn't have to be lost.
Wait, so I have to put up my title of the Prophet, but you never have to put up your title of the head of the table?
My title of the head of the table is based on being the head of the leaderboard. So unless you want to lap me in that regard...
I mean, you can't even
at least Partham's willing to crunch these numbers for us, because he very well could not be the head of the table in a week time.
You can't even say who won last year's Royal Rumble, and that one's like real...
It was a brain fart. I am still ahead of the table.
I'll easily take your proposal. That's easy money.
Thank you.
Okay, folks.
I appreciate that you like a challenge.
High stakes for the men's Royal Rumble.
You talk too much and you don't listen enough.
Something.
Hey! Conducting business.
Can we not do this?
All right.
We haven't even got a fucking match yet, Prophet.
Whoa! I did one video.
Slick down for this today.
Videos that you have because of me. I gave you that power. I can take it away.
Okay, I'm not surprised.
Like rule with an iron fist.
We got to get some peace in here. We got to get some peace. I was gonna say, come on, let's talk about some wrestling.
Slick takes over, and it's chaos out the gate.
We love chaos. That's what's great about wrestling, isn't it?
It's like, aren't you in charge of this day too? Aren't you in charge of this whole day on the calendar?
It is your whole day.
Yeah, dude. But Slick Saturday doesn't mean that I have the Prophet on a leash at all times. Like
that's fair. All right, well, let's wrangle it up. All right, I won't even talk best storyline because I don't even think what's going on. Who's your favorite wrestler right now in WWE going into this Royal Rumble?
Ooh.
Mine, I'll start because It's been pretty easy for me, honestly. One of the only guys that's kept me interested on WWE television lately is Jey Uso. And he's become a fan favorite because of it. He's electric. They've been waiting to put him in this position for so long, WWE, and he's earned this spot. He gets the crowd alive and with it every single week. I think he really brings the energy. Love watching him on my TV. And if he's saying something, I'm going to listen. And I'm a yeet in the process. So that's for me. I think all the other guys, I still love Cody, love Roman and whatnot, but to keep it interesting and put a spotlight on someone that doesn't always get the spotlight, Jey Uso's been that guy for me.
Fatu, dude, Jacob Fatu is like he's the best thing since sliced bread when it comes to wrestling. I cannot get enough of watching this guy wrestle. His presentation is incredible. I give him all the belts. I want him to win everything. I was so pissed that he lost the match. He's still undefeated in singles action, but he lost the tag match last night. I want them to book this guy to the moon.
I mean, I'm always going to say Seth Rollins. Come on now. You guys know me better than this. I just love the whoa. So just come on.
Stick to your McAdoo.
The biggest, my favorite thing going into the Rumble and into WrestleMania season is everything Kevin Owens is doing, and he kept it going last night. So we'll get into Kevin Owens a lot on this show, but KO is on a generational run right now. It's been great stuff, especially last night.
KO is on a great run.
Parthy, you got anything that's titillating your senses going into the Rumble in Indianapolis?
I will avoid the obvious answer, and I will agree with Jake and say KO's doing some great work. And the dynamic with him and Sammy is the most interesting thing going into this Rumble, and it's going to be, I think, the more interesting thing coming out of it.
I was telling Maniac this the other day because it's happened now so many times. When he missed a show, he's asked what happened. I said, Kevin Owens confronted Sami Zayn, and he was like, oh, again? But this is one of those feuds where, like, I'm not even bored when it happens again because these guys are just so good and they bring something new to the table every time. And Kevin Owens is so funny, hilarious the run he's been on, like you said, Jake. All the shirts he's bringing out of the closet that say like Dusty or Cody sucks eggs and shit. Like you just can't write that shit better.
Agreed.
There's one thing left on the table for them, and it's a WrestleMania match against each other. So
yep.
But the thing that was fun this week was they teased directions every which way. WWE used this week to like, maybe we'll go this way, maybe we'll do this, maybe we'll do that. So there's a million different things we all can talk about heading into this Rumble because they put it on TV, and we know that we will get rewarded for paying attention to those things on this program nowadays.
That's cool. That's cool. Figures the guy who's trying to take the title from me and the guy who was the first one to flip last year with me picks my guy. Coincidence? I think not. It's just tiresome. You guys just want to be the prophet.
You could always pick your own thing.
Sounds like we're prophesizing ahead of your time.
Let's just move on so I can keep my prophet title.
Wow. I have no words. But with that said, favorite wrestlers, I think we're spread across the board. I do want to, before we hop into the predictions, ask you guys your favorite Royal Rumble memory. We had a lot go on the timeline this week on the Wrestling with Emotion page. Obviously, the Cena and Batista finish at the same time. McMahon tears both of his quads right after, and many more. We'll go around the horn. I'll start with Maniac. Favorite Rumble memory or favorite Rumble winner or just favorite Rumble in general?
Dude, the video we posted of the Rogan show breaking it down with Ric Flair was so funny. And it points it out so well because, like, in real time, the refs, like, really in the ring and, like, Batista's here really had to be wondering what the fuck was happening. But, like, they couldn't, like, slow down what was going on. Like, they couldn't, like, stop the storyline. So they just explained the story. Like, it's completely funny and overwritten that aspect. It's really a clip that's just funnier to watch it over and over. And obviously blowing out both your quads couldn't happen to a better person, obviously. With that said, my two favorite that will always stick out. Well, I'm going to go three. I'm going to go three just because of the invade they had. I'm sorry. I'll go with the quick medley. First was 2000 Royal Rumble at the Madison Square Garden. The Big Show is getting ready to throw The Rock out, and The Rock holds on to the top rope, and the Big Show falls out. Amazing cinema. Me as like an 8-year-old, I was elated. Then you have about 8 years later at Madison Square Garden, John Cena returns to the biggest pop of all time. I know. I'm taking the easy one. We're all gonna say it, so I'll just say it out the gate. Profit. You didn't see that coming. That's your job.
No, I knew when you said 3, I knew you were going to do it.
Maybe your title should be up there.
One.
And then of course, what I'm gonna say, because it was like the greatest like social media moment for our generation was 2020 when Edge returned. I don't know if it was that in Houston. And obviously it was just cinema and like probably the greatest return in WWE of all time.
Way to front load this whole segment. Like, way to front load. You took all of best.
I'm old and I'm fucking tired, and I work with fucking children.
You know, maybe we have to go back to second grade because I didn't know favorite memory meant, oh, let's just choose 3 memories.
Yeah, I believe the name is Cope.
Oh yeah, Cope. I'm sorry. Who could forget when Cope came back?
All right, fine. I'll do it. I'll pick one that wasn't, I'll pick one. It's got to be all the Kofi stunts that he's pulled. We don't like Kofi these days, but
multiple moments,
Kofi.
Huh?
The Prof loves Kofi.
Kofi. With every Kofi Kingston Royal Rumble. Solid.
Okay, so if we're gonna go that route, then I'm gonna have to say the Titus slide. The Titus O'Neil slide was the best thing ever.
Wait. Was that a Royal Rumble or the greatest Royal Rumble?
That was the greatest Royal Rumble on the planet.
Okay.
But no,
okay.
Here's the thing though. My favorite memory with you guys, and you'll remember this from last year, was when Cody won and I was running up the hall of Sports City going bananas.
Ali just put himself over. Are you kidding me?
What
is this?
Wait, real quick. Does anybody think that Titus fell on purpose?
No. He totally
was a lot of force.
My brain tells me like, yes, it had to be on purpose. It's WWE. But then also like it was just so perfect that there's no way, even if he tried to do that on purpose.
He came this close to like running
hitting
the
top of
support.
his head.
It was dangerous.
Yeah.
He could have broke a collarbone or got concussed super easily.
Sure, did it?
Maniac, that was the exact same fall as when you and I were racing after that one Sabres game. That was like the exact same way that happened. His momentum just took him too far forward, and you just can't get back from that.
Speaking of Sabres, how about the favorite memory of the guy in the Sabres hat? Jake.
Oh yeah, for me the best Rumble is 2006. Rey Mysterio going number 2 to win in it. I mean that was like I think that was either the first or second Royal Rumble I watched. Rey Mysterio is my favorite wrestler of all time. That's an easy one. That was awesome.
All right, I have 2, but I think there are 2 that are not going to be mentioned as often for different reasons. I go back to 1998. Obviously, Austin won that Rumble, but in the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, I remember it ending with Kane putting The Undertaker in a casket and setting it on fire. And that was what really got my attention. I had been a fan in 92, 94, I guess, but I'd gotten away from it. But hearing about that, The Undertaker has a brother and he burned him alive, that sort of piqued my interest. And it's been off to the races for me watching Raw and WWE ever since then. My other favorite memory of the Rumble is a Rumble where someone didn't appear that everybody wanted to appear. 2014, everybody waiting for Daniel Bryan with bated breath. And when Rey Mysterio, as you previously mentioned, Jake, comes out and they blew the living crap out of him because he's not Daniel Bryan. And it just created this uproar, and it snowballed from there all the way to WrestleMania, where thankfully they put Daniel Bryan in his proper place and he won the WWE title. But that Royal Rumble is so chaotic, and I like going back to it just to hear the crowd just get so ornery and just hijack the whole thing. It's awesome.
So that's going to be short and sweet because one of them I can't talk about because it's a certain redacted person. The other one,
say his name.
Say his name.
No.
And he appears.
Well,
he's named now.
Yeah,
he's officially named now. So actually, like that's probably the end of his career. And
wait, which redacted person are we talking about?
I don't know.
It's a former UFC champion.
Isn't it
okay? That redacted.
No.
Isn't it unfortunate that we have to ask that with WWE?
I know. Yeah. Let's
the following year.
Zach, is it a former number 1 entrant that doesn't get mentioned along with Shawn Michaels as having won a Royal Rumble from the number 1 spot?
Yes, that one.
Oh, that one.
It's Benoit.
That one that is
Crisp.
redacted.
Oh,
Crisp. something.
Yes.
Crispin.
Yeah, Crispin something.
Oh wait, so did you have another one, Magadu?
Well, the other one was Ali, so it's just
Yeah,
okay.
he got pretty pissed when I said the slide.
I'll wrap it up. Mine is kind of unpopular. It's one of my first Rumble memories. It was actually Edge's first return in, I believe, 2010 or 11 when he came in at like the 27 spot
To win it for WrestleMania
Yes,
26.
that was fucking awesome. That was like I didn't really know Edge, and so that was when I first got into wrestling. And so when he came out, I thought he was like the most badass dude to walk this planet, and it was just chaos as soon as he came in. So
they also had
Edge?
the best camera angle for Cope when he made that return, because his previous partner had been Jericho, and Jericho blamed Cope for getting injured and costing them their run, and like there was this huge fallout. And then when he returned, they were right behind Jericho, and Jericho like looked at the jumbotron, like it was.
Yeah, they had a great angle. It was like the one where it felt like you were in the back of the ring looking at the ramp with the Titantron. Yeah,
and then it felt like you were in the Michael Cole seat.
Yeah, dude, that was when they had the amazing Titantron videos back in the day. So when it said "You think you know me," it was like Edge's face going like, Oh man,
David and I were talking about it yesterday. It's such a shame that they don't do that anymore, because those videos are like so iconic. I know you get some like shitty graphic that like some intern probably makes.
Dude, when the Undertaker returned in 2000, they were doing vignettes for like 3 fucking months of like some like girls from like a haunted mansion like running around. It was crazy.
Well, I remember when Chris came back in 2012, or was it 20, like somewhere around that era?
Same thing. They were doing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that's a lost art. We need to bring that back.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Now it gets traded in for like a video, like a 2-minute video update, like instead of a teaser.
Nowadays they put like a 0 on the screen with a cross through it, and that's the way to tell us that Penta's
it is also like a lost art though, because like back in the day, not everyone necessarily knew or could like scroll on their phones and get like 38,000 updates about like who was making their way back to WWE or who was seen like training at the performance center. Like, you know, everyone is all on top of these things.
So, out a lot more.
So WWE figures we might as well just get out in front of it and like control the messaging ourselves, I bet, with that. But I would like to see some of those teasers type things brought back for sure.
We went from subtle vignettes to Veer is coming.
Hey,
the best one
they doing it with
but like a mystery tease.
They have been doing it with this mystery tease is different. Mystery tease.
But like I'm saying, remember when
Charlotte's
they were
been getting the return.
Remember when they said a former world heavyweight champion was going to show up on Raw?
And it was Jinder.
Yeah.
Don't hinder Jinder.
Well, it was Rock.
No. It was the modern day Maharaja.
I mean, dude, let's all be honest with ourselves. That was perfectly done.
That was perfectly done. I agree.
But then
that's why
Seth Rollins tore his meniscus going into the Royal Rumble to fight Jinder Mahal for a fucking bit. So
hey, don't hinder my
he got let go. He got let go like 2 months later.
Like, all right, bro.
I mean, we could talk Royal Rumble memories forever, but I think we should finally get into these matches. We'll save both the Rumbles, but we do have 2 title matches on this card tonight. And the first are tag team championships. 2 out of 3 falls for the tag team titles. DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Pretty interesting matchup here. I didn't know DIY had the titles back. That's a fault on me. But anyway, we'll go around the horn. I'm going to start with Ali. Who you got and why?
We are DIY. I just think the story calls for it. I think that Santi said this. I don't know if you guys watch Santi at all, Santi's app, but he said that he thinks that either before Mania or at Mania, Pretty Deadly is going to take the titles off of DIY. I agree with him, honestly. It sounds like a hot take, but there's definitely the foreshadowing built up for it. And even yesterday on SmackDown, they were kind of getting into it. So I think either they're going to get involved and they lose, or they might even help them win. But I think they're going to help them win. I think DIY comes out with the W.
Let's go to the Prophet.
Yeah, I think it's also going to be DIY. I think they're trying to build them up. They obviously, Motor City Machine Guns came in. They won the titles right away. But I think ever since DIY turned heel, they've been pretty good, and these two teams have been putting on bangers for a few months now. And I think it's time for them to go their separate ways, but I think DIY continues as the champs.
Bartham.
Oh yeah, it's going to be DIY. They just got the tag titles. They just turned heel. The Motor City Machine Guns had their chance at a run. They basically gave them the tag titles that Penta and Phoenix were supposed to have if they both were able to come in, but it's just Penta for the time being. That'd be interesting to see Pretty Deadly eventually win the tag titles. I just don't know that they're over enough. I just don't know that anybody cares about them enough. It's interesting to see the dynamic that they're developing, but I'm not sure what the WrestleMania plans are. For the time being, DIY is going to hang on to the tag titles.
Your friend, my friend, Jake Micah.
Yeah, I'm in alignment with you there, Partham. It feels like this is the type of match you brought in Motor City Machine Guns for, but it's not like they gave him the hot shot title and everything, but it's not like they've been booked as like this dominant team. I think Triple H sticks behind his guys in DIY. They probably do something a little dastardly. It gets to 3 falls. I think this will be a really good match, but I think DIY.
I think one of the reasons they made 2 out of 3 falls is to give Motor City Machine Guns a pinfall so they don't look completely weak. Maybe they'll give them the first pinfall and say, well, if it was a one-on-one, just a 1-fall match, we would have won. But anyway.
Yeah, good call.
McAdoo.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead, Ollie.
Well, I was just going to say, I find it weird that they keep saying like DIY, but every time they say DIY, DX comes on to TV, and it's just, it's so weird to me.
You're not fooling anyone tomorrow.
Our truth ran into Triple H yesterday.
McAdoo, who you got?
Come on, I'm probably a fucking Johnny Gargano mark here, probably the biggest one in the whole group that we have.
Never forget when McAdoo was streaming on Twitch when Johnny Gargano came back and he marked out.
We got to get
Holy
that
shit,
clip.
I remember that.
We got to get
That's a
that
fucking-
clip in the Rolodex.
I remember McAdoo. I have a good memory.
Yeah,
How come we
it's
have?
just-
How
I
come
think
we
you
have
were playing like
48
NASCAR or some shit, to be honest.
How come we have 48,000 clips in the Rolodex and we don't have McAdoo marking out? Markadoo.
I mean, what else is new?
Give it to me. Give me what I want.
Maybe they call that spit, but yeah. Well, it's probably long gone, unfortunately, but
Maybe. So you got DIY?
yeah, DIY.
All right, Maniac, who you got?
Do you think he spit on purpose there?
I think he was flustered.
Batista? Oh, yeah.
Real
It's an
quick,
acting method.
I just want to say something real quick on Pretty Deadly. The fashion police walked so Pretty Deadly could run. Okay.
I like that.
And that's a fact. But 2 out of 3 falls. I don't know if I get annoyed by this because it's like you kind of hedge your bets. It's clearly going to be 1-1 at some point. They'll both get a pinfall. I feel like it's almost assumed. But at the same time, DIY has kind of made their like legacy out of like these big tag matches being like epic. I think it goes without saying that this one could definitely steal the show, given that there's only 2 traditional matches on there. I'm gonna go with DIY to retain, but I will eat the crow. I have been very impressed by Motor City Machine Guns, who were basically allowed to win the tag titles upon like walking into WWE, which I thought was crazy at the time.
Yeah, I thought it was crazy too. But yeah, so based on that logic, I think DIY wins here as well. Someone said it the other day when we were on a show that this is the first time the tag titles are on a PLE in like what 7-8 months.
Yeah,
The last time it was Mania, which is insane.
Yeah, that is absolutely absurd. And so for that matter, this just feels like a great spot on a PLE to reward 2 guys that have been workhorses for you for a very long time in DIY and have started to add some character turns to their storyline. So I wouldn't say it's like totally heel yet, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
No, DIY is full blown heel now.
And to add, the last match that they were on the line, it wasn't even a real match. They literally split them mid-match in a ladder match.
Yeah.
Well, I think
That's
Judgment Day had a match for their titles. I think the SmackDown titles haven't been defended on a PLE. I don't know if because I'm pretty sure I recall sometime in the summer the Judgment Day. No, they didn't because they did the one defense on Raw and then they lost them on Raw.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So no, they
Okay,
didn't.
so the War Raiders hold those right now?
Yeah.
War Raiders. Sorry, not
Okay,
Viking
yeah.
Raiders. I don't
The
know
War
those-
Raider Viking experience.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
who
gonna
the Viking Raiders are.
I'm gonna go with DIY here. Like Maniac said, a 1-to-1 thing. I would love to see one of these matches one time. Like someone just gets a 2-0 pinfall victory to like make it seem more
Yeah, that'd be
realistic.
cool.
Yeah,
It
that's
feels
very
like
rare.
every time we go 1-1 in these things. Obviously, that's not gonna happen, and like, it doesn't really matter. You know that's gonna happen, but at the end of the day, DIY I think takes this one. Great spot on the PLE to reward these guys.
Since DIY is full like bad guy at this moment too, there is the potential that they like eat the fall and just beat the shit out of Motor City Machine Guns to go down 1-0 and then get the falls back. We've seen that before.
When was the last time we saw that Drew McIntyre helping Dolph Ziggler against Rollins in that Intercontinental
I think so.
Iron Man match?
I
A
think
DQ
so.
is a fall, right?
And by the way,
Yeah.
DIY has not turned heel. They've just stopped being stupid.
They're not-
stupid.
yeah.
Stupid.
There was something similar in the MJF Bryan Danielson. That was an Iron Man match, of course, but it had multiple falls where MJF kicks him in the you know what.
Oh yeah.
Loses a fall on a DQ, but then he gets a couple of falls right back. I don't think that applies in 2 out of 3 falls. You have to like wait a minute or two after
Bro,
the first
I
fall or
absolutely
whatever.
lost it
Exactly.
when MJF was like on the ringside getting oxygen through a tank, and then Danielson came over like, what the fuck? And MJF just literally swings the oxygen tank up behind him. Absolute
Great
cinema.
match.
But we're not here to talk about AEW today. We have a WWE title on the line as well at the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis. And this is a ladder match that I just found out, which is absolutely awesome.
You just found out.
Yeah, I just
It's
found
a
You
out.
mark.
got to start watching
This
the
guy
Fed.
is literally a mark.
You have to start watching.
You are
the
kind
Fed.
of a mark, but speaking of marks,
I've
does
just been busy. It's not
does
like I don't
anybody
watch
have
it.
Kevin Owens lifting the brass ring at the end of this?
With my heart, I do, but I
I would
gotta
be rooting
go.
for him.
Yeah, I gotta go with Cody to win if I were putting money on it. But like, goddamn, do I want Kevin to win?
One thing
Kevin
I do
Owens
want
is
to
the
add.
closest thing to Thanos that WWE has.
One thing I do want to add, it was interesting. It was almost like last night they were testing the waters to see like how the CM Punk KO like
Absolutely, yes.
interaction was.
And they did it Monday too with Sami Zayn. They were like, let's see what people react, and then the Punk Cody interaction. I think that was the whole week. Like, let's test these face to faces and see what we get, because we can go any direction.
I didn't like Punk Sammy. I didn't like it. Felt awkward. Felt forced.
It does feel forced.
Yeah.
It was just a run in. I don't think it was a tease for a match. I think it was just a
Punk
nice
Oh no,
Sammy
I
was
agree.
for a
I agree.
match.
It was just a run in, but it just felt awkward.
They're
The
like, go
most
promote the
interesting
Rumble.
thing in this match, and it's gonna come up to, because they told us it's gonna come up. Does Sami Zayn show up, and does he try to actually help Kevin Owens? My theory on this, because we all think Cody's gonna win. I think Cody wins, and I think Sammy's directly involved. We've seen 2 haluva kicks go wrong. And in classic storytelling fashion, these things usually happen in 3s. I think he tries to haluva kick Cody to help Kevin.
No,
It has a little.
Nah,
I don't think so.
Misses Cody.
I think
Listen,
he's
the
going to
whole-
try to haluva kick. KO's going to say, "Here's Cody. I've beaten him up. He's out of it. Haluva kick him." And then just like when Roman was telling him to hit KO and he hit Roman instead of haluva kicking Cody, he haluva kicks.
It's
KO.
possible, but I think part of this story with Sammy is that he is getting desperate for a world title, and how far is he willing to go? And then I think he makes the mistake alienating Cody, pisses off Kevin. He still gets to go in the Rumble later. Kevin gets his revenge. This is how we get the blood feud. They both have reasons to be right and wrong. I think that's going to be the key thing to a Sammy Kevin feud, if it's going, is that there's going to be reasons logically for both of us to agree with the other side.
But you
And I
see,
think that'll
helping
feed into
KO doesn't guarantee Sammy a world title match. That just guarantees that KO will be the title holder. So if it's about Sammy wanting
he
so
thinks-
desperately to be a champion,
But the agreement,
helping
and so
KO
that's why,
doesn't help in that.
hold on, because it depends when this match happens. If it's the main
Right.
event, it's a different story. If the men's Rumble is a thing, he's doing it because he thinks he's ensuring Kevin's help in the Rumble. That was the deal that they made, is that if I help you, you help
like
me.
we saw with Roman and the KO situation a year or 2 ago. Maybe he's so conflicted about doing the right thing that at the last minute he says, "You know what? I'll just win the Rumble on my own, and I don't want to do it this way." If it, he wants to main event WrestleMania with KO for a title, but he doesn't want to do it that way because he's a good
It's
guy
possible,
at
yeah.
heart.
I think either way, a Sammy haluva kick to the wrong person, or to Kevin, is the way that ends, and then Kevin is coming back for.
But
the
so
match,
you're
whichever way
seriously
Sammy's
suggesting
character development is.
You're seriously suggesting that they're gonna turn Sammy Hogan heel?
It wouldn't be a heel. It's not. You guys. It's not a heel or face thing. It's gray. They're going to be shades of gray for both these guys. Kevin right now is Kevin Owens technically a heel, kind of, but we also kind of see where Kevin Owens' points are coming from.
No, I think Kevin Owens is like a hardcore heel. He like
Dude, you don't think there's people that you don't think there's people that agree with Kevin Owens that Cody Rhodes' team.
Kevin is right.
Did all this?
I mean, listen. If you want me to get into character, if you want me to get into character, Kevin is right. All right, he is right. Randy Orton deserves to die. Cody Rhodes deserves.
No, you're wrong now. You're wrong. He said that Randy's still his friend, but he chose the wrong side.
Yeah, but he then tried to snap his neck in Buffalo.
Yeah, because he chose the wrong side.
Fucked up.
I had a lady in front of me with her son.
If we're questioning Sammy ever being heel, I just want you guys to remember that at one point the WWE had a conspiracy out against Sami Zayn. So nothing is too far out of the realm for Sami Zayn character-wise.
Well, no, with Kevin's character though, like there was a lady in front of me with her son in the crowd in Buffalo when he pile-drived Randy Orton, and she was like, "Oh my God, is he okay? Like, was this part of the show? Like, is he all right?" That's how good of a heel he is, dude. Like, he is a heel through and through.
Get well soon, Hornswoggle. Is there any chance we see the Eagle title hanging?
Well, KO will bring the title out, and maybe they'll re-raise it again.
They said it would be.
But he stole it back.
Oh, they said it would be? So are they going to have both of them?
They had both of them, but he stole it back last night.
They're going to do the rack. They're going to do the
rack.
I have a strange feeling that Kevin Owens is going to somehow like get only that belt.
Yeah, he stole it back already. He only had
He stole it back last night.
Yeah.
But didn't you just say they're going to have it above the ring?
But they
did.
They hung it at
they had already done that, and then they pulled him down, and they were having a little talk last night, and Kevin ripped his off and left, and that was
Kevin was like, the only reason I came out here
was to grab this title.
That's fucking awesome. Okay, thanks for filling me in, guys.
Real world champion, Kevin Owens.
So we all got Cody then.
Yeah.
All right, I think we can move on from that, but let's get ready to rumble. 30 women are going to enter this ring. One is going to be left standing, and they're going to have a main event spot at the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania 41 in Sin City, Las Vegas. So, who do we think is returning? Who do we think's coming in? What spot? Who does everyone got winning? I think this one's going to be loaded with surprises, possibly even more than the men's.
I'm going to start before everyone takes my ideas because, this is where the prophet shines.
I swear to God.
Oh my God! We're gonna get copyrighted because of you now.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
My bad.
Yeah, well,
It wasn't that loud.
No, we can hear it. It's all good. But we get the idea. We know where you're going with that.
The first surprise is let's light it up. Last year, we talked about it last year, and there was a couple of hints last year here and there, but this year they are going full out with these subtle hints, and who knows, we may see it tonight.
Where was the AJ Lee hint?
There's been
you haven't been paying attention to anything.
There has been a
multiple.
couple. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure Punk said something about his wife on a talk show.
Punk is a liar.
No, but then they've been
then Triple H
teasing her
did
on
like
TikTok.
yesterday did like a subtle face when they
Why
were
do you
saying
keep
her
saying
name.
subtle like that?
Subtle? It's subtle.
Subtitle.
Subtle.
I say what I want to say, but let's see other surprises. I think
It's the
maybe we'll see Jordan Grace. Obviously, she did kind of do the swerve earlier in the week, so we'll see.
I
if that
gotta
was
say,
real.
she's fucking doing too much, dude. Who cares if she's there or not? Why is she doing these teases? Like, you're not fucking the Undertaker. We don't give a fuck.
I mean,
Like,
I hate to say,
Lay your ass home. We don't care.
Jordan Grace is a good performer from what I've seen, but her two most notable things that I've seen was that she was the TNA champ and that she was in the Royal Rumble last year or the year before or whatever.
Yeah.
That was the only two things I know.
And apparently last year she teased that she was at home too. Like,
Yes.
guess what? No one cared then. We still don't give a fuck. Congrats. You just left TNA and basically got roped back into wrestling on TNA, whether you like it or fucking not.
Wait.
She's Jordan Grace.
she's
Welcome
the
to the Royal
king
Rumble.
now.
She's going to be on the main roster.
Just to get eliminated 15 minutes in.
She's going to be on the main roster. She's not going to be
I
on
don't give
NXT.
She's not going to win shit. She's going to hang on to that knockout championship whole career.
Dude, she's the Keemstar of WWE. Every April Fool's, Keemstar puts out that he's dead.
God, dude.
Okay,
Jordan
well,
Grace,
all right, keeping it going. We're obviously
All right,
gonna have
all
to
right.
thank Trish tonight.
she sucks.
Definitely,
Oh, no,
definitely
Jordan
gonna
Grace, not Trish. Thank you, Trish.
what?
No, 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 no,
Slick,
no, 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 no.
you've
Don't
earned-
get twisted.
Slick, you've earned that.
He's not man enough to say.
No, yeah,
thank
we
you,
only
Trish.
on
you
this
fuck
show.
thank
On this
you,
show, we
Trish.
need to
Thank
be
you,
man
Trish.
enough to say thank you, Trish. And
I'm
that's
the only guy
exactly
that
what we're
Trish
gonna
has
do, for
blown
sure.
a kiss to in this
And
chat, by
then-
the way.
And then before I
Fair.
make my pick, I'll just say we'll obviously see some NXT stars. I'm gonna assume we'll see the two big signings that they recently had in Stephanie Vakir and Julia. I think we'll see both of them. We'll probably see Roxanne. But for the winner, I'm going with the favorite. I know I'm not going to lose my profit title over the women's one, and I'm going with Charlotte Flair, and obviously she's going to challenge Tiffy time at WrestleMania.
I just want to say that was bad timing, and Trish, I love you. Thank you so much for everything you've done for this business. That was not directed at you, and
Yeah,
it was just
crazy.
it was a misunderstanding.
Crazy.
Thank you.
What?
Trish.
Like, am I crazy or like why isn't Bailey at least like in the mix here? Is she out?
That's a great point.
I mean, she's in the mix. She was at the pre-show. She talked.
That's
at the
what I'm
pre-show
saying.
yesterday.
Like, she's at the pre-show. She's the returning like Royal
Ding
Rumble
dong.
winner. Like, but I don't see her like anywhere in the lower odds here. You know who is making move on these odds is Slick's
Who?
former boo, Jade Cargill, who, by the way, lest we
Yeah.
forget, was outside of Bailey by far the most impressive performer last year in the Royal Rumble match. Absolutely like breathtaking what was happening in that ring. They would not be wrong to probably pull the trigger. And then they have 3 months to get her ready for WrestleMania. 3 months.
I
They
mean,
got 3
Jade
months.
Cargill, Rhea.
They've had a
Ripley
lot of time to
is-
get her ready to wrestle real wrestling matches.
That's true.
Two
That's true.
companies have.
But mixing
That
around in
video
those
just gave me
odds.
chills.
So we got Charlotte Flair as the favorite, plus 150. Io Sky at plus 250. I respect Io Sky, but that's a little surprising to me.
That's a
Becky-
lot of rumors that it's Rhea Io at Mania.
Becky Lynch at plus 300.
I mean, that's value.
How is Becky Lynch not above Io Sky? Like,
That
with all
makes
due
no
respect to
sense
the
The rumor
Empress.
mill.
Because of the rumor.
I mean,
mill.
dude,
Becky-
how are
yeah.
Becky Lynch and Charlotte not like
Becky
a pick 'em?
and Lyra is seemingly the plan that way for the Intercontinental title. So
Didn't
Keep
she
that in
take
grain
the
of salt.
NXT title off of Becky?
yes,
No, it was the
Yeah.
other way. No, she took
or
it off
other
of
way
Lyra.
around. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
she
you're
took it
right.
off of Lyra.
I mean,
She
big
took it
time
off of
Bex
Lyra?
that's a great way to make the women's Intercontinental title feel important.
Oh,
and
I
big
guess
deal
I
right
guess
now.
Charlotte's
Anyway, I believe we should
minus
move it along
150
right
in
now.
those
We got
spots.
Rob's picks. Who else we got?
Well,
I'm going
who thinks
Charlotte.
who thinks it's not Charlotte?
I honestly had no prediction coming in, and I'm gonna Charlotte.
There are rumblings that Charlotte
minutes
is
ago.
showing up.
Go ahead, Mike.
There's rumors that Charlotte might have her own evolution in this this time around. Some sort of group coming up with her. Just
Dude.
keep that in mind as well in this rumble.
Ric
minutes
Flair's
ago, I would've said
Ric
that
Flair's
Becky Lynch, and I just
actual
put it
last
over
match.
He's
I got one more in me.
Against Charlotte.
Look,
Ric Flair,
the whole
Charlotte, maybe.
Well,
the
against
whole thing
Jordan-
about
against Jordan
Charlotte,
Grace at
it all
WrestleMania.
depends on who Rhea Ripley's opponent is going to be in WrestleMania and whether or not they'd give that opponent the Royal Rumble win. Could it be Io? Could it be Jordan Grace? I
Bianca.
don't know if they give Jordan Grace such a big win right out the gate. I think she has
Gonna
to.
lose.
She might set
That would be insane.
close to a record for eliminations in this match because she's like
The
Uh,
only thing that Jordan Grace is winning anytime soon is the women's speed title. Can we move on? from this,
Yeah.
girl?
isn't Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley a money
This is
match
the
for
most she's
WrestleMania?
ever- This is
Should
the
we-
most
No,
she's
not yet.
ever.
We have to
This is
record.
what she
we have
wanted to do.
record
Congrats, she succeeded because this is the most that anyone has ever talked.
I
about
can't wait for
Jordan
her to
Grace.
prove Slick wrong.
Slick
Yeah,
is just
she's gonna
clutching that
win.
hater
She's
in
not,
his
No,
she's
I-
not
I fuck-
WrestleMania main event worthy.
If-
though, with
if
me.
Okay, wait. Then
Wins
change
the Royal-
your pick then.
Guys. If Jordan Grace wins the women's Rumble tonight, I will never come on this show again.
No, we're not saying she's gonna win it,
Wow.
but you're saying she's never gonna win anything. So this is a long.
That is going in, guys.
I'm dead serious. I'm not joking.
He's done with the
I mean,
defend.
That's like
He's
being
done-
like
Okay,
That's like
let's-
if a
let's
flying
make a si-
pig
let's
goes
make a
into
side
Sports
prediction here.
City tonight. I'll never.
Let's
go
make a
on
side
the
prediction
again.
since we're all pretty much on board with Charlotte. Who do we feel is going to be Rhea Ripley's opponent at WrestleMania? However they get to it, whether it's the winner of the Rumble or the Chamber match.
I'm
EO.
going with the rumor with
EO.
EO, yeah.
Okay.
I'm a little bit aghast. I mean, there's a 30-1 shot that Slick can never come on Wrestling with Emotion again.
Do you remember I made a proclamation when Punk returned? I said if he was gone within 1 year, I'd never come on again. Well, we've gotten past that landmark now. I guess
Yeah,
it's Slick's turn to go in.
Guess
To
how
be
many
honest-
months out of that
Yeah.
year he wasn't active?
yeah. He really
I meant
he really
fired, you
benefited
idiot.
because
Yeah, we're at an injury.
Congrats,
Yeah.
Partham. You won your bet by Phil sitting on his couch for 8 fucking months.
Partham. It was
He was
clearly-
around,
Still there.
though.
He's at Mania.
But
He's still
he was around.
It was
Fucking-
clearly-
Cry me a
It was
fucking
clearly,
river.
it was clearly a
Oh.
different situation than many anticipated. He was basically not there full time. Bottom line.
Real
He came
glass.
around once in a while.
Yeah,
Anyway.
oh, not
We're gonna
shocking.
blame his fucking arm for Partham's mishap here. That's not on him.
Well, I'm just saying to say that the whole anticipation with Phil is that he would get frustrated with people. He would get pissed off like he has in the past. And obviously being home half the time alleviates probably some of that stress.
It's all fun and games when Phil wins the Rumble and then Mania comes around and the final boss has one last say about who's in that main event.
I'm
All right.
sick.
Speaking of the final boss,
Yeah, should we?
By the way,
Charlotte-
I'm locking this in. I am going with Io Sky.
ooh, okay.
I love it. I love
Maniac the Prophet. I like the sound of that.
At the end of the day, I'm just going to give Paul Levesque, 2020-25 Hall of Famer, credit that he's a smart man and that Charlotte Flair has enough accolades to where this would literally just be another notch on like a 12-star general's like jacket. But for Io Sky, it could be something that solidifies like a legacy, Money in the Bank winner, Royal Rumble winner. Like she could become like, the wild card match winner. So
Well,
Sky,
Charlotte
I'm
Flair's
going
been getting all these big
Charlotte
vignettes
will win.
before her return. Like not even Becky's getting those, and we anticipate her returning, but Charlotte's getting all this this hype up.
So Becky and Charlotte have each had their own.
Wait, hang on. Hey, we gotta address this comment.
Simp.
Don't let the door hit
that's
you on the way
awesome.
out, bro. Fuck.
all right, Asher.
I prayed for this and it
Charlotte and
happened.
Imagine she wins now and Slick's just never on the show again.
Gentlemen,
apparently had
my
all-
bad.
Guy in the green hat really is so disrespectful, though.
Yeah,
on,
screw
Green
you,
Hat.
guy
What
in
are
the
you
green
doing?
hat.
Hey, if it makes him feel,
Asher, very perspective.
makes him feel
very
better, it's-
perceptive, very perceptive.
it's not just any green hat. If it makes
You better
Asher
hope he
feel
likes
better.
Cena, man. You better hope he's not a Cena hater.
You
Otherwise,
can't
you're
see
done.
me.
Speaking of
You
Cena.
can't see me, Asher.
Speaking
Check
of
out-
Cena,
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, well, let's get into the men's because I think we're Maniac might be the prophet tomorrow for all we know. But let's get into the men's Royal Rumble. Partham, you had something to say when I mentioned the final boss?
well, okay, this is going to be a side topic for all of you to answer. Do we anticipate the final boss making a number 31 surprise out of nowhere return? This hasn't been built up to. The last time we saw him in like a kayfabe personality was when he came out at the end of Roman and Cody Rhodes match, because otherwise he showed up on Netflix and he was nice to everybody. He was even nice to Cody Rhodes. He shook hands with Roman Reigns. Everything seems cool and fine with him. I mean, maybe he's just not interested in the match at this point. Maybe he's got other commitments for WrestleMania. So I don't see him coming out of nowhere at this point to be number 31 or any other entrant in this match.
All I'm gonna say is that he's in that video graphic when it's counting the countdown. He's in it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, all right, that's a sign. I will take that as a sign.
Parthy, you haven't done your research on all the inside info surrounding the Royal Rumble.
yeah,
Oh,
look
crying
at
out
this.
loud.
Look at
One
the
little
graphic
graphic where he pops
page,
on for a
Parth.
second. Not supposed to
you
notice
haven't-
that.
No, but you also don't know about the renamed streets around Indianapolis.
I know
around,
about those. I saw those.
So you haven't heard about the People's Parkway then?
I heard about the People's Parkway.
What about
Okay,
Yi
okay,
Wei?
well, there's no, but my point
Okay,
being,
you're
there's only,
right.
There's 24. There's 24 of them, so they clearly mean something.
Could
All
someone,
right, so
someone please give me what I want? I want the Rock. Give me what I want.
Give it to me. Give me what I want.
Thank you.
all right, so if I can get into some of these, Sami Zayn, he's got his own thing with KO. He's not winning. Randy Orton might return. I don't see him winning. Roman Reigns has had enough, title reigns. He's had enough act. He hasn't been in a Rumble in a while because he's been the title holder for so long, but I don't see him winning. The Rock, of course, in some crazy scenario, if he's going to come in, I can't see him not winning if he's not in, but that's a long shot for me. Seth freaking Rollins, he's more focused on not making other people win than winning for himself. And John Cena is the favorite, but John Cena, not unlike The Rock, he hasn't made an appearance since the Netflix debut, and it hasn't been hyped up. Obviously, there's like a vignette or two about, hey, John Cena's on his last run, and this is his last Royal Rumble. I don't think they need to give John Cena a third Royal Rumble win. Maybe if they want to put him in a title match, they can do that via Elimination Chamber. He can challenge Gunther or something. But Cena mentioned this. Cena mentioned this when he was saying he was coming back. Is that, I want to have my 17th championship, but first I got to get off this singles losing schneid, this singles losing streak. And I think that's the first story that they got to tell. And I think that culminates at WrestleMania. Then they can go on and stretch out this, 17th title quest for him throughout the summer and, to the end of the year. So I don't think it's going to be the favorite Cena. So who the hell I think it's going to be.
I don't know why you keep doubting me, but keep doubting me.
It's James Ellsworth.
I'm not doubting him anymore. I made the prediction last year.
You're not doubting him anymore?
Real creative.
I'm going in again on CM Punk. Everybody's mentioning, everybody from KO to Sammy to Seth is bringing up, you haven't main evented WrestleMania. They're throwing it in our faces. He's doing long form interviews with Jackie Remedy. He's going on the Pat McAfee show. He's doing all these rounds. I think there's a reason for it. I think they're hyping up Punk to be the winner of this 2025 Royal Rumble.
You talk too much and you don't listen enough.
Wasn't your goal of trying to become the Prophet to not choose the same things as the Prophet? Because that, becomes null and void. So, I'll just go out there and say, because, you want to be the Prophet, but now you literally are eliminated from your own
need to be the Prophet.
proposal.
I'm the head of the table.
Well, just wait till I take that one from you. So I'm going with Punk.
Try.
It's clear as day, and now everyone else can follow me like you all did last year. You're welcome.
By the way, real quick, where do we land on the final boss? We just Partham just kind of launched into his.
He's gonna be there.
He did, yeah.
He's gonna
be the final boss is gonna be here. I don't know if he's gonna be in the Rumble.
Okay, because I had one last talking point. Which has anyone seen the other? Did anyone see the other thing yesterday at the pre-show?
No, what's up?
The crowd surf.
Apparently, I don't want to play it because it's copyright. So this
the Rock's music hit
where the final boss sound effect went off in the middle of Triple H talking, and it's apparently the same exact sound from the final boss. Oh my god!
Mark it out.
All right,
I'm marking out.
But that was big. That's massive. So that's why I'm pretty confident that he is coming in some form.
I feel
and
good about
I
that.
am almost like. I
Roman.
almost think he's doing 31. He's just.
I hope to God he does.
Are you picking The Rock, Maniac? Are you picking The Rock?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I wanted to loop back to this for sure.
Oh shoot!
You want to say?
At the end of the day, the Netflix people they lost half their audience in 2 weeks, so they're like, let's plug the final boss, let's get the numbers going, let's juice those back up, and that's only one way to do that. That's the man who took the cinemas by storm in November, and now he's going to be taking the road to WrestleMania to the moon, the final boss.
Is there any
Royal
chance
Rumble
they have
by throwing over CM Punk?
I was just gonna say, is there any chance as of this morning they have Phil penciled in and Dwayne's just like,
not gonna work for me, brother.
There's at least a 50% chance
If
of that.
Dwayne walks in at any point, he takes over.
It's over.
We could be watching the demise of CM Punk if that happens. You're like, we
Yeah,
actually.
Punk might lose his mind.
He doesn't care about. He doesn't care about that. He just cares about making money, right?
Bro,
That's all
you
he cares about.
you think Jack Perry saying real glass piss him off? Like imagine Dwayne did that. Oh my god!
I do want
to
add two more surprises. One's not a surprise. One's very most likely going to happen because we all believe
Say Joe Henry.
Yeah, we're
Maniac made a great call for this. I'll let him say how they should do it if he comes into the Rumble.
Oh wait, what did I say? I forgot.
You said the only way they can do it is if like someone needs to say his name somehow.
Yeah, someone does.
And then the countdowns, and then like a commentator or something randomly brings him up, and then the next countdown starts.
Yeah,
and then to say his name and he appears.
If he is gonna come in, someone has to say his name somehow, and it can't be like in a pre-show like 4.5 hours earlier. Like it has to be like just some bullshit. Like Miz goes over to the microphone and starts talking like about being like in the Rumble being like a privilege. Like you can't just like do some bullshit, some shtick and get in the row. Like anything like that just to make it make sense. But someone's got to say his name.
Okay.
Rob, you mentioned you were going to mention somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know if his contract's up yet, but if it is, Aleister Black.
I mentioned that the other day.
The rumor is he's got a few months left.
I would say one name for a surprise, I think, to involve here is Matt Cardona. I feel like Matt Cardona is a very big potential to show up here. I'll go to you. I'll give my pick quick. I love a Punk pick. It's a safe bet. I've been leaning there. I've been trying to deliberate. If I'm living in a world where The Rock is not factoring into the Mania plans, if The Rock is in the WrestleMania, if Rock is at WrestleMania, he's probably fighting Cody Rhodes. He's probably winning the Royal Rumble. So I'm operating in the world that The Rock doesn't show up tonight. There's one guy. I had one rule on this show for a long time. It was I never pick against Bianca Belair in a match. I never pick against another person. There's a man in this match who has not been in this match.
No one's talking about him.
Who wins every match, and
no one's talking about him
really yet. I'm picking Roman Reigns. I'm just rolling with it.
Roman,
okay. Baby.
I think The Rock throws out Roman.
I mean, the one advantage that Roman
has operating in a world The Rock doesn't show up.
Hey, remember, can we also add something now that Roman and The Rock has been brought up? CM Punk still has that one favor.
Oh yeah.
I think the favor could the favor have something to do with Punk coming out 30 in this Rumble and Roman not getting that spot, and we find out that Heyman pulls some trigger there. I also think that if Roman wins this, here's my galaxy brained idea is that they could go to a triple threat with Cody, Roman, and Punk if they wanted to. Roman 100%. Could win the Rumble, and Punk's favor is Paul. You have to get me in that match, and that's how you get your.
That would be good. That would be good. But also,
here's a scenario I've heard because Roman Reigns and CM Punk are both Paul Heyman guys. A lot of people don't like Roman Reigns, KO included, Seth included. And those same guys also don't like CM Punk. Maybe at some point in the Rumble, both guys are being ganged up on, and Paul Heyman's out there, and he could possibly, prevent one guy from not getting thrown out. And Punk says, "Hey, Paul, I need that favor from you right now." So Paul helps Punk, but not Roman, and Roman gets eliminated.
What's Heyman gonna do if 10 WWE superstars are pounding down?
I don't know, hold him up while he's over the top. I don't know. I heard this. It's not my scenario.
I thought you were gonna say that he was gonna unleash Brock Lesnar like the Rancor.
No. Whoa. It's been named in the lawsuit now. His name is Mud right now.
We cannot do that.
I get you.
But, no, I mean, like him coming out tonight is not out of the question.
No, it is. It is. He got
named. It is.
You think it is?
It's probably out of the question.
If what he's being accused of is true, it would be so
We have a prediction from the chat, a bold one. Joe, Hendry, and Cena will be in the final four. Cena eliminates Joe Hendry and wins the whole goddamn thing.
You're delusional.
If Cena eliminates Joe Hendry to win the Royal Rumble, I'll literally change my look to Joe Hendry for the entire road to WrestleMania.
No, if that happens, legally change your name to Joe.
No, I'm not gonna.
You know what I'm gonna be thinking if that happens?
I will literally dress, act, and just pretend to be Joe Hendry for the next 90 days.
Rob, if that happens tonight,
who the fuck wrote this bullshit?
That's what I'm going to be thinking.
Wait. I want to get back to the picks here because the one thing I got to say is this is the first time in my life, I think, with my whole heart, I haven't been behind Cena. I think Punk is going to win this one, but just to put my money where my mouth is and to root with my heart, I'm picking Cena to win the whole thing.
That's a good pick. I was kind of hoping you picked Punk. Because then I was going to pick Cena to try and get one up on people, but I think I'm gonna go with Punk. I don't think Dwayne is in the Rumble. I think he's there tonight, but I don't think he's in it. I think he shows maybe. I think so. I definitely think Punk and Cena are the last two in this ring, and that is when I think the final boss will show himself, given how much history he has with both of those guys. I don't know what he'll do. I'm here for it. I'll be glued to my seat, but I think Punk wins this one, unfortunately.
Yo, dead ass, I'm telling you.
A waste of a WrestleMania main event spot.
You're I guess there's a small chance with like the Smashing Machine, San Andreas 2, Fast X Part 2, Jungle Cruise 2. Like I guess that The Rock could be busy. But if you're kidding yourself, he's coming back, dude. This Royal Rumble is gonna be done, and he's gonna get a full vignette where it's gonna be like Royal Rumble complete. Final boss activated. Like, and he's gonna do like some ridiculous. Return,
number 31 engaged.
31 engaged.
Well, wait. So actually, this could be airing on the side of spoilers here. But did you guys see the audio test from Lucas Oil?
I did not.
Didn't we just mention that the Triple H
I didn't
thing?
hear it, but
No. Like people were standing outside the stadium.
Well, yeah, I saw that. I couldn't hear anything.
It was
all. No, maybe it was Cody. The lights looked like the lightning, and
I saw the screen. I saw the jumbotron, and it was the red, white, and blue for Cody.
Are you?
You were there?
And then
were you there?
The same lights that we saw in that video were the same lights they used on the pre-show yesterday when he came out.
Okay.
I think one guy we got left to make a prediction. He's holding up a card or something. Mackie, what do you got?
So I was about to say, if Rock fucking ruins the Royal Rumble lottery that I spent like fucking a half hour trying to write all this shit down just for him to fucking come out at 31 and win, I'm gonna be pissed.
What are you writing down?
Well, you have to. He gave everyone 3 numbers.
Yeah, we all have
got
the lottery. We all got 3 numbers because there's 10 people in it. But the way that the last year of my life's gone with the Yankees losing in the fucking World Series, the championship 4, and now the Bills out, I can just see Seth Rollins getting thrown out by CM Punk and making my life even worse. So Punk's gonna win, throw at Seth Rollins to fucking win, and this is gonna complete the hell that I'm in.
Gee,
remember once
day, man,
brother.
Sack a dude.
Punk winning the Rumble and facing Cody Rhodes would be the funniest possible timeline. I'm just saying that would be the absolute.
It would be a
thing.
complete troll to TK, and like at least 3/4 of the
only
WWE
reason
audience
it
wouldn't
would
even
exist.
know that.
The only reason they would pivot to this is to just be like, you know what? Let's just fuck with AEW one big way and just give this main event, and then we'll figure everything.
I mean, it's a legitimate main event, but it has the double, added bonus of just trolling TK at the same time.
It's a very random pivot. You were not expecting the face-to-face of Punk and Cody with the way things have been going.
Dude,
imagine they started throwing out every option possible.
Imagine Punk is like dominating and he's the only one in the ring after throwing someone over. A countdown hits like mid-rumble and you just hear super kick party.
They have been gone for a minute.
Need it, yeah.
Yeah, the EVP.
AJ Styles returned tonight, I'm hoping.
Oh, yeah, probably. But they got to bring back the old theme, Fire, Death, Rebel.
Does anyone think there's like a return?
Yeah, dude, bro. AJ Styles
I just wrote another one.
AJ Styles debuted, what, 9 years ago in the Rumble? That was sick.
2016.
In the Women's Rumble, Alexa Bliss.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
they're far apart on talks. They keep saying that they're nowhere near close to signing.
I think they want to tie her into Wyatt 6. Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Memories.
Hustle. Loyalty. Respect.
Look at all the Fruity Pebbles.
Loyalty.
Remember when you guys doubted for a second that we wouldn't be like the Bells of the Ball? Are you kidding me?
Oh, dude,
we could have charged for those photo ops.
Wait till MetLife. Wait till MetLife.
We should have charged those guys to hold their belts too.
Yeah, well, we got a little. Wait, that sounds sketchy.
That sounds
whoa.
Yeah, do you have anybody else from AEW? Do you have anybody else from AEW that's impossible to show up at the Royal Rumble that you want to predict? Like you were predicting MJF all WrestleMania 0 last year.
Where was the prediction? I just said
Ricky Starks would be crazy.
When did I say? Oh, yeah.
Ricky Starks has a pulse. Ricky Starks has a pulse.
No.
To show up at this
Phoenix. Phoenix is free.
DMD.
I'll tell you who does have a pulse. Ray Phoenix.
He's got until this summer. He's got to wait until this
months.
summer.
Yeah, I know. He's locked up, bro. He's in.
Oh, is he?
Guantanamo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one Khan's like holding hostage.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember
But
I mentioned a tease at the end of NXT?
Agreement.
There was a tease at the end of NXT where it was just one of those old test screens and just said WWE transmission and then NXT Vengeance.
Yeah.
Who likes to have the Revolution televised? Ricky Starks.
Ricky, I was thinking that's probably like some Matt Hardy stuff, but that would be a lot better.
And it's too much for Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy can just waltz into NXT anytime he wants.
Well, I mean, with that TNA deal being announced, there's so many.
We gotta have
Like
that
Nick
for-
Nemeth.
We gotta
Love to
have
see
that
him.
iCarly
I
meme
love the
ready to
Dolph.
go. If the Hardys return again to WWE, we gotta have the
With,
iCarly meme
with,
for like the first
with
time they
Carly.
returned, like the second time they returned. Like, yeah. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that obviously one of the best pops of all time.
NXT is crazy, bro.
Actually-
I think NXT people that could show up tonight. I think Roxanne, Trick Williams, maybe Ethan Page, maybe Cora
Obafemi
Jade,
for sure.
Lash Legend.
better.
Obafemi should get like 6 eliminations. He should.
I mean, if Trick is not in the Rumble, what are you doing?
Exactly.
He's literally like has a residency in NXT or something. I don't know. He's like
I know he's got
a
nothing
guy
left
who's
to
been
do, bro.
beyond ready to go.
I think
up
it's
there,
time
but
they're finally going to call up Trick. He's had a couple of title reigns. He's passed the torch to Obafemi. I think it's time for him to get called up, and the Royal Rumble could be the start of
Well,
that.
and how many years has he been on top of NXT now? It's got to be at
It's
least
been a
2.
good
Couple at
2-year
least.
story with
Yeah.
with Carmelo then being champion and then not champion and champion again. It's been a good run.
What about Bradshaw?
Oh no, JBL's got to be in this Rumble, bro.
Yes,
I can't
that's
believe-
such a
Oh,
good
bro,
point.
and
He's
honestly, what
hilarious
about
in this
what about
Rumble.
Nick Nemeth?
I hope
Yeah,
so, but I need
Jake,
both of them,
Jake
back to
said
back.
that. Yeah,
Dude,
But I need to
bro,
hear-
that would
Wait.
be pretty absurd.
You know
I
what
need to
Bradshaw's going
hear-
to do? Someone's going to come out and try to enter the Rumble, and Bradshaw's going to come on a wearing clothesline from hell of them, and they're going to be knocked out of the Rumble and not even going to get in.
You know,
Like, who was
who's
the
part of
guy that
TNA?
didn't even enter the Rumble, and he said he was in the Rumble for all the days after. I forget his name.
Curtis Axel.
Axel, yeah.
Santino
JBL's going to go
Marella.
Curtis
Oh, that
Axel.
was-
somebody.
I was
That
literally just thinking Santino.
Dude,
Santino
bro,
was good.
I don't know if you remember, but that was one of the best, worst sticks of all time because for the next 3 months, he just said he was still in the Royal Rumble and that Axelmania was running wild.
Well, and wouldn't he not go over the top rope? No,
Yeah, he never would. He never
even
would.
get in the
Or he
ring.
wouldn't let his feet hit the ground. Yeah. It was great. It was great. But yeah, lots to
Unbelievable.
look forward to tonight for sure. And yeah, is it safe to say that this could be, when we look back at it, the most stacked Royal Rumble of all time?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
think
you look
this
back
is
at previous
2008.
years, there were just a lot of like, well, we're going to throw these tag teams in to kind of fill it out. I'm sure that might occur still on the women's side. Obviously, they always have to pull from the vets and the alumni to kind of fill out that roster. But I think even on both sides, this could be probably the best produced show for a Royal Rumble we've ever seen. And then I think you got 2 perfect championship matches to kind of foil around it for sure.
Well,
4
you know,
matches and
65,000 people.
6
Yeah, it's gonna be
o'clock
awesome.
start with 4 matches tells you that they're really gonna put on
Well,
a
it's
show.
also the Grammys tonight. That's probably why. But I'm gonna say this
That's
about
okay.
the
Grammys are
Rumble.
I think
tomorrow.
the Grammys are
tomorrow.
tomorrow night.
The Grammys
they?
are tomorrow night.
I thought they were
Yeah.
It's
tonight.
Green
The
Carpet
doing
Grammys
this.
on a
I think
Saturday?
they're just trying this
I don't-
out.
I don't watch
think they're
those
just trying
award
this
shows.
out
I
for
don't know.
people. Like
I don't
it's-
usually
it's
either,
gonna be
Ali, but
called in
Sabrina
the early
Carpenter's
afternoon.
performing, so I'm like,
Yeah, you got to.
Each
They-
Royal,
But you got
each
tippy
Royal-
time.
Have you ever tried this
No.
one?
Each Royal Rumble match is
Good-
going to be
that's a
about
good call, yeah.
60 to 70 minutes, right?
an hour,
based
yeah.
on
Yeah.
basically. So that alone gets you to 820 plus the 10 minutes of advertising around each one. That's 840 before you have a 2 out of 3 tag match with DIY. We know that that's a recipe
least
for
30
a
minutes,
30 to 40
25.
minutes for sure.
From walk-in to walk-out.
Yeah,
it's
and then
40
you have
at least.
Cody and KO. So even if those all go in
Ladders.
order, you have Cody and KO at like 9:15, 9:30. I know that won't go in that order, but it's gonna
What do we
get to
think,
10. It's gonna get to 10 o'clock very easily.
oh, easily, yeah.
So we think women's Rumble. I think women's Rumble, tag match, title match, men's Rumble.
That's
think
how you
that's
go.
they
I was gonna say when we were predicting the tag title match, obviously they usually start with women's Rumble, but that would be a hell of a match to start the show.
But they might burn the house down before the
Yeah, that's
like,
so
they might
true. They
tire out
might
the
take
crowd.
all the energy out of the crowd. Yeah.
Well, but I was gonna say with this Rumble, some 41 just did their last show 2 nights ago. This one is all killer, no filler, and I can't wait.
What
Yeah.
the what?
What? That's the album from some 41.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you a fat lip if you keep promoting other stuff.
Oh, come on.
Well played. Well played.
All right. Before shit gets.
Who the hell told you tonight was open mic night, bitch?
I was about to wrap it up, but what are the odds Brandy Rhodes is in this Rumble?
Please.
No.
It's above 5%. It's above 5% for sure.
They showed her on screen the other night.
Yeah.
It's true.
Just saying. All right, folks. But with that, before stuff gets really out of hand, we're gonna wrap this up. Shout outs, sign offs. I know we'll be at Sports City Pizza Pub tonight for the Bandits game and the Royal Rumble, where every night is game night. Where a lot of us are gonna be there. Gonna be a great time. Join us if you're in the Buffalo area. Other than that, gentlemen, we got any shout outs?
Rob, we're still doing it, right?
Possibly.
Don't give me a possibly. Yes or no, bitch.
Sorry.
Well, listen, we're gonna be live as well at Sports City, so we'll definitely be merging those streams, as they say.
Oh,
crossing streams.
Yeah, they're gonna do the Rumble drinking game.
McAdoo, you're gonna keep your secret, huh? All right.
What secret?
But Merry Christmas, wrestling fans. We're finally on the road to WrestleMania.
I agree.
Finally
This
here.
is my favorite day of the year is Rumble Day.
It's a great day.
So
It's a holiday for us, Marks.
Being on a Saturday is so much fucking better. Can't even describe.
Oh
on a slick Saturday, nonetheless. It's a slick Equinox. UFC's underway in Saudi Arabia. The TKO is thriving today. Make sure you get to the region's premier gaming destination, Batavia Downs, where you can win more, lots more. And this show, make sure to stay tuned. We'll be back weekly on the road to WrestleMania. But until then, it's not the show where you're wrestling with your budget, nor is it the show where you're wrestling with your conscience. This is Wrestling with Emotion.
Yeet.